Home buyers, this one is for you. I've been seeing a lot of my friends, they talk about how we're in a buyer's market. I kind of want to spend some time today educating people, just making sure you understand what things mean. I see it a lot of times when people are like, oh my God, the Fed dropped interest rates. I always make fun of that because we know it has nothing to do with interest rates. Let's talk about what a home buyer market really means and how that affects you today. One, what is a home buyer's market? Traditionally, it is anytime you have over a 6-month supply of listings that are inside of a marketplace. We're not quite there yet. If you look at where we're at today, we're around 5.1 market. If you look at this chart, you can see from the trend line, really in a buyer's market after the Great Recession. Secondarily, if you look at what happened from 2012 to 2021, that was more of what we call a buyer's market. As it started to go down, it started to trend towards what happened with the pandemic, where it was absolute seller's market, kind of a crisis. So the good news is over the last year, we're kind of more of a steady, normal market, but trending upwards to that 6-month supply. So what does that really mean? Because people still talk about the mortgage interest rates, and that's the reason why they can't afford a house. This second slide really shows 2012 versus today, and then what would have happened if you had the same interest rate today if you'd have bought that house in 2012. Interest rates are around 3.65. Sounds amazing. Let's talk about what that meant. If you bought a $400,000 house in 2012 and you put 20% down and the interest rate was 3.65, monthly payment would be $1,455. Today, with the appreciation, the down payment, and then obviously the money that went towards principal, you would have created about $530,000 in wealth. If you look at the chart next to it, what if you did that exact same house then at 6.5% interest, which is where we're at today? You would have paid $566 extra a month. That is really high. Even though over that period of time, it would have costed you an extra $35,000, you still would have created $510,000 worth of equity. The extra payment, yes, would have definitely been hard. Wouldn't you trade $40,000 to be able to make an extra $470,000? Let's make it relevant to what's happening today. If you were buying a house today at 6.5% interest, and it was buying a $500,000 house and you were putting 20% down, your principal and interest would be $25,000, $28,000. But you're like, I'm gonna wait for rates to go down because I'm gonna wait till they hit 5.5. That's my favorite number. You might have to wait 3 years to get that interest rate. Really only saving yourself around $60 per month. So are you really willing to gamble less than $5,000 to give up $50,000 in appreciation? People are saying it's a home buyer's market. Maybe, maybe not. It really is zip code generated or home generated more than it is a buyer's market now. If you have questions, let's go through it, because if you're looking to switch up the game on generational wealth, real estate is still the #1 investment. Let's get moving.